Wally arrived at the airport, suitcase and flipper, ready for the adventure that awaited him. Wally stepped through the doors, his eyes wide with curiosity, taking in the bustling airport. With a cheerful wave, Wally greeted the janitor, spreading kindness as he began his journey. As Wally waved goodbye to the janitor penguin, he waddled forward into his next big adventure: security. What could possibly go wrong? Eager to see how it worked, Wally stepped up to the metal detector, his curiosity shining through. Wally watched with amusement as his scarf and shoes disappeared into the X-ray machine. When his suitcase popped open, Wally quickly caught his belongings with a grin. With his suitcase zipped up and a grin on his beak, Wally headed toward the gate, only to realize something was missing. Wait, where's his boarding pass? Searching his suitcase and scarf pockets, Wally treated the hunt for his boarding pass like a treasure hunt. With determination, Wally checked every nook and cranny, confident he'd find it soon. Triumphant and relieved, Wally found his boarding pass, giving a cheerful thumbs up. With his boarding pass finally in hand, Wally made his way through the airport, ready for whatever surprises came next. Wally paused, a little surprised as he noticed the price tag on the small bottle of water. Accepting the situation, Wally politely handed his money to the smiling flamingo cashier. Satisfied, Wally sipped his water by the vending machine, making the best of his airport adventure. Refreshed from his drink, Wally set off toward his gate, only to find himself puzzled by a maze of signs ahead. Standing between two gate signs, Wally paused thoughtfully, considering which way to go next. After a gentle mix-up, Wally waved apologetically to the duck family, handling the moment with calm and kindness. Grateful for the help, Wally smiled in thanks as a friendly staff member pointed him toward the right gate. With a grateful smile, Wally headed toward his gate, pausing when he spotted a busy charging station along the way. Amused and patient, Wally found himself tangled in charging cables, making the best of the crowded station. When a walrus unplugged his charger, Wally took it in stride, showing quiet resilience and patience. Triumphant and proud, Wally raised his fully charged phone, celebrating a small but satisfying victory. With his phone fully charged and spirits high, Wally made his way toward the gate, eager for the next step of his adventure. With determination and optimism, Wally tried his best to fit his suitcase into the overhead bin, believing he could do it. Grateful for the help, Wally smiled as a helpful otter assisted him, proving that teamwork makes every challenge easier. Joyful and proud, Wally gave the otter a high five, celebrating their success together. With his bag finally stowed, Wally made his way down the aisle and settled into a cozy window seat ready for takeoff. Relaxed and content, Wally enjoyed the window seat, ready to move with a smile if needed. With gentle humility, Wally checked his ticket and moved to the correct seat, handling the mix-up with a sheepish smile. Amused by the mix-up, Wally laughed and settled into his new seat, still enjoying the view. Settled into his new seat, Wally turned his attention to the next little adventure, discovering what was for lunch. Curious and excited, Wally lifted the lid of his tray meal, eager to discover what surprise awaited him. Adventurous and open-minded, Wally poked at the meal with his fork, ready to try something new. Delighted and proud, Wally gave a thumbs up after tasting the meal, enjoying the unexpected treat. Satisfied with his meal, Wally settled back, just in time to meet a talkative new neighbor. Friendly and open, Wally listened to the chatty parrot beside him, enjoying the lively company. Entertained and joyful, Wally laughed at the parrot's story, sharing a fun moment high above the clouds. With kindness and a gentle smile, Wally put in his earbuds, politely signaling he needed a little quiet time. With a little quiet time to himself, Wally settled in and tried to get comfortable for the rest of the flight. Calmly assessing the situation, Wally pressed the recline button, a little perplexed by the stubborn seat. Light-hearted and resilient, Wally slid forward and laughed, turning a silly situation into a moment of fun. Cozy and content, Wally curled up with his scarf, making the best of his seat and settling in for the journey. Wrapped up and cozy, Wally was just starting to relax when a little turbulence brought some unexpected excitement. Amused and curious, Wally watched his juice wobble on the tray, finding a bit of fun in the bumpy ride. Quick and resourceful, Wally grabbed napkins to clean up a small spill, handling it all with a smile. Grateful and cheerful, Wally thanked the flight attendant for the napkins and new drink, appreciating the kindness. Refreshed and in good spirits, Wally turned to the window, just in time to catch a breathtaking view as the plane began its descent. Full of wonder and excitement, Wally gazed out the window at the city below, amazed by the breathtaking view. Thrilled and eager, Wally leaned forward, watching as the wheels prepared to touch down. Quiet and thoughtful, Wally sat back and reflected on his journey as the plane touched down. Delighted and playful, Wally giggled as the plane landed with a gentle bounce, enjoying every moment of the adventure. Relaxed and content, Wally stayed seated while others stood, savoring the calm after the journey. Happy and refreshed, Wally grabbed his bag and stretched, ready for whatever adventure came next. Hopeful and excited, Wally emerged from the arrival gate, scanning the crowd for a familiar face. Overjoyed and energetic, Wally spotted his parent and ran toward them, wings open wide for a hug. Loving and relieved, Wally leaned into a warm embrace, happy to be home at last.